You're listening to Full Wales, See Wales, the podcast about Wales and Welsh politics. If you want to be more informed about Wales and everything that goes on here, keep listening after this.
This podcast is sponsored by Hello Starling.
Hello.
And we like them not just because they make this podcast financially viable, also because they've provided us with chocolate and a water bottle.
And water bottles. I can't wait to tuck into both. I always say water goes best with chocolate.
It does indeed.
You do always say that.
I always say that.
One water bottle that we're sharing equally.
So, Hello Starling are not a PR company, they are media buyers. They help plan your strategy for how to get your product and service in front of people's eyeballs. And they sent me a handy booklet where they've talked about some of their previous campaigns.
Go on, what have they done?
So, they did something with Amgueddfa Cymru, the Museum of Wales.
I've been seeing so much stuff, genuinely, of theirs recently, like everywhere.
This is a Hello Starling.
Their campaign increased the awareness of the National Museum of Wales by over 50%. So,
that is considerable.
Visit Orkney had a 74% increce in web traffic.
Well, let me waste my time going to Shetland. If I don't see one of these, I'm going to go to Orkney.
They're really proud to work with Wales's Violence Prevention Unit, which helps reduce sexual harassment in the nighttime economy. They work with all kinds of clients. And for instance, they did something with an integrated campaign to promote Shropshire. And that saw a 200% increase in website visitors during the campaign for Visit Shropshire. They are really, really good at what they do. They get it. They are very good at navigating the world of online media and getting your product in front of people's eyes. And I highly, highly suggest you use them for a campaign.
And all over the place as well. Like, obviously, we're a Wales-based podcast, but our listeners are far-flung.
Visit them at hellostarling.com to see what they can do for your organisation.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Full Wales, See Wales. I'm Robin Morgan.
I'm Owen.
I'm Will Hayward.
How are we all doing?
Really well, thank you. So good to see you. Loving the little bracelet. Tell me more.
Thank you. My daughter made it for me over the summer and then I stopped wearing it and then she called me out on it today.
Great.
And it's very much a pipe cleaner and it is cutting into my circulation.
Love that. You might lose your hand by the end of the app.
But isn't that love?
That is love. Do you know what
Isn't
you are?
love?
You're a girl dad.
I am a girl dad.
Yeah, I love
I'm
that
a girl
about
dad.
you.
Get my nails done. It's great.
Yeah.
No bracelets for you guys? That's
I've got my Apple Watch because I'm efficient.
Oh.
Does that count?
Cute. Really sweet.
It is capitalist. Yeah. Cute.
Yeah, oh my God. Tim Cook made it for me. Joking. And also a child made that. So, Will, how are we?
There's been so much politics, guys.
So much politics.
I'm just so glad we're in the studio. I've got so much to talk about.
So much. Should we dive in?
I think we've got it.
Yeah, go on then.
Will, what politics have happened, please?
Oh, do. This is the top of the pop scene, wasn't it? Was it not?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the modern one. It's the guitar. Yeah.
I don't know what's that going on.
I was going to do it as like a rundown and then... Hi, I'm Jimmy Savile. Cut.
No!
You cut that and I walk.
I will leave the podcast if you cut that out.
Hi, I'm Will Hayward.
Yeah. For balance.
There's loads to talk about. There's been the Tories talking what can only be described as bollocks. We've got Reform definitely not knowing anything about bribes, but editing a picture which is definitely not edited. We've also got people just making things up about the nation of sanctuary. We've got Plaid Cymru having a conference. It is a smorgasbord of politics. And I am very tired.
Yeah.
Where are we starting then?
I think we start with the Tories.
Okay, cool. They obviously had their conference a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah.
In Liverpool?
Birmingham?
Manchester.
Okay.
Do you know what this shows?
No, Birmingham.
Do you know what this shows?
No, not Birmingham. Jenrick went to Birmingham. It was Manchester. But Jenrick was throwing shade about Birmingham being a slum.
Is it there that he was like, I walked around and I didn't see a single white person?
Yeah,
was that where he did it?
Didn't see a single white face.
It was Birmingham.
And then he brought a judge's wig out onto stage during his speech like a prop. Absolutely clinically insane. It was Alan Partridge levels of it was insane.
Wow. I mean, it does show that literally nobody's followed it because we couldn't tell you where they had it.
Yeah, well, this is it. The conference season, it gets in. It's too many places.
Yeah. So it was Manchester.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nice.
Was Jenrick lost when he went to Birmingham? Or did he?
So,
he was like, why is there no more Tories
It's because he was driving in a judge's wig and he couldn't see anything.
Couldn't see anything.
Windscreen wipers going.
They're in Birmingham in 2026.
Okay.
Which I think is quite ambitious to judge their conference size for a year's time.
They do kind of switch, don't they? They go Birmingham, Manchester, right?
Yeah, and I
Two
mean,
cities where they do notoriously quite badly.
yeah, I mean, it's they genuinely will barely exist in a year's time. I think that's not a crazy thing to say.
It was Kemi Badenoch had to go on BBC Breakfast and insist there was a buzz at the conference. Like there was a BBC headline that said, yeah, we've released some wasps. But she like there was a BBC News headline which was like, there is a buzz at the Conservative Party conference. Badenoch insists, like as if like you have to insist upon a buzz, then maybe the buzz isn't there.
God, the thing is, if they released wasps, they'd be like, well, these are just immigrant Eurasian hornets, and I'm really angry with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Tories are really angry. Darren Miller is really angry. Do you know what he's angry about?
Is it the nation of sanctuary?
It's the nation of sanctuary. Now, obviously, like the nation of sanctuary has become this big like thing that especially reforming Caerphilly are talking about. They're going really hard. We've got to get rid of these damn Labour people because they brought in the nation of sanctuary. Now, I think it's worth just explaining what the nation of sanctuary is.
Please.
Because if you listen to the debates around Caerphilly, you would think that the nation of sanctuary was this big, it was like the NHS, like the amount of the budget. So, the nation of sanctuary was a policy introduced in 2019, and it has had about 10 million a year since. So £60 million in total, £10 million a year.
What's the purpose of this policy then?
So originally, it's about making immigrants to Wales, asylum seekers to Wales, it's about helping them integrate into Welsh society, helping them with kind of finding work, finding homes, and basically being like functioning members of a society they're coming into. Because
I hate it.
For God's sake, I know. I mean,
sounds preposterous, is what it sounds like.
It gets worse.
Oh no,
it gets worse than helping people integrate.
Stop.
It also since the overwhelming amount of the budget has been spent on supporting Ukrainian refugees. Now, certain parties don't really like this been pointed out because when they say to people on the doorstep, this is about asylum seekers, they want them to think of, let's face it, brown people wearing headscarves. That's what they want them to think about. It's by the way, it's not bad to help people who are brown and wear headscarves.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you had to say that, Will. I feel like that's very big of you to say that.
I'm glad someone has on this podcast, actually. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was biting my tongue.
Release the wasps.
Yeah.
Most of this money has been spent on Ukrainians. So about 8,000 Ukrainian refugees have come into Wales since 2022. Not a huge amount. Yeah, and over 3,500 of them have come through the Welsh government-sponsored route, and another have come through this Homes for Ukrainians route. So most of the money, 82% of the money that's Nation of Sanctuary spent, has gone to supporting people who are supporting Ukrainians. You know, like loads of people said, I don't mind giving up my spare room for a Ukrainian family. Like money's gone to them. Okay, so whether or not you think that's a good or bad thing, whether you think it's good or bad that public money, that's where it's gone. So let's be really clear. Let's break down how much of the Welsh Government budget this is. So £10 million. I mean, I wouldn't say no to £10 million.
I've got ideas for it.
I could find a way to spend that money. But in a government context, it's actually pretty small. And when I say actually pretty small, I mean it is minute, tiny, insignificant. It is a rounding error on an Excel spreadsheet. The Welsh Government budget is £26 billion. Now, if you get lost
I could spend that.
Yeah.
I could spend that.
Yeah, what would you get?
Fracking.
Pays for itself.
Yeah.
Pays for itself. £26 billion. What percentage would you say 10 million is of 26 billion?
That's horrible maths.
I don't know, Will. Stop it. I don't know. What is it?
It is 0.038%.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that even on my 10th guess. No.
That's true.
So 0.038% of the money has been supporting Ukrainian refugees whose country has been invaded by Putin. And it's to help them integrate and contribute to Welsh society. Some would say not a terrible investment. But actually, some would say it's a terrible investment. Do you know who would say that's a terrible investment?
I feel like the name Darren Miller is ringing around my head.
Oh, Darren Miller. He's in. So Darren Miller is angry. He's furious. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Money spent on healthcare, including for illegal immigrants, is money that we cannot spend on Welsh citizens. Yet your Nation of Sanctuary plan, which is supported, of course, by Plaid Cymru, is funding support and services, including for illegal immigrants. That's tens of millions of pounds that could and should be spent on people in Wales and our public services. Now, the Welsh Conservatives are absolutely clear.
Clear.
The nation of sanctuary plan should be scrapped.
Scrapped.
And it should be scrapped immediately.
Immediately.
So will you now scrap this wasteful policy
No.
on a matter which you do not have to spend money on, and instead put the people of Wales and our public services first?
Imagine if Elena Morgan went, "Oh yeah, I will then. Go on,
Yeah,
I
go
will
on then.
scrap
Seeing
it."
as you are so nice.
I was just waiting for somebody to point it out, but I
Yeah.
will scrap it.
Somebody to be so apoplectic that they turned pink, and then that's when I was like, yeah, actually, yeah.
Morphing into RT, isn't he? With
So
every single
is.
week, he's sort of like
Yes.
slowly turning into RT Davis.
Also in that clip, Paul Davis looks like he wants to just evaporate. Paul Davis looks mortified.
There's like a wide shot where you can see Mark Drakeford in like the bottom left, who's just kind of just like, he's just like, I'm 7 months from retirement. I'm too old for this shit. No more.
I mean, Paul Davis looks kind of a bit mortified, doesn't he?
Yeah, Paul Davis looks like he does not want to be there. James Evans and Sam Kerr disappointingly into it.
Smashing the table.
Yeah, I mean-
is this a party lines thing? Are they being whipped to sort of like
Well,
to say this?
To be bigger.
Look, Robin, I don't want to sit here and say that Darren Miller is not a man of principle. I don't want to say this, but I think the evidence suggests that maybe his principles are somewhat fluid.
Yeah.
Not gender fluid, just fluid.
Just fluid.
So let's break down because he is very clear there that the nation of sanctuary is an outrageous state of affairs. Outrageous. Let's have a look at some of the other things he said previously. So I had a little look on Darren Miller's blog. I'm surprised he didn't notice that the readers had doubled. For shade.
He's bringing shade today, isn't he?
He's come
Sassy.
quick.
Yeah.
Sassy
Boom, boom,
Hayes.
boom.
I've got at least 18 subscribers to my newsletter, Darren. Darren Miller said, "I would like to thank the ambassadors from Voices who took their time to meet me and discuss their experience as refugees, both before and after arriving in Wales. Wales, along with the rest of the UK, has always taken pride in being a nation of sanctuary to those who have fled conflict, persecution and violence." So this was Darren Miller in 2021. So back then he's saying, we should take pride in this. This is a good thing. Back in 2016, the party which he leads had a manifesto. You probably didn't read it, but because I'm not sure they did. Because what it said in there was, they will use devolved levers to support and aid the integration of asylum seekers and refugees seeking sanctuary.
Wow.
So this was a policy of theirs. Now, I know what you're thinking. This was ages ago. Morals change. They change. So let's have a look at something he said in 2023. This is exactly 2 years, almost the day that he said that the nation of sanctuary was a wasteful policy. He stood up in the Senate and he said this.
By the Welsh Government and indeed the UK Government in respect of the response to the illegal invasion of Ukraine. And it is only right that we should offer sanctuary to those people who've been fleeing the violence. And we have given them a warm welcome, I believe, in Wales, and that's something we can be very proud of.
What happened, Darren?
So,
What happened?
a bit of a change of tone. As we know, Darren Miller is a man of God. Religious person, went to Ukraine to distribute Bibles. So I had when he came back from one of his trips to Ukraine to distribute Bibles.
What did he written inside of them? Fucking stay where you are.
Well, no, because he put out a statement where he said, "Our support must remain unwavering in Wales and across the UK. We must stand shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine, not just in words, but in deeds, through aid, partnership, cultural exchange, and moral leadership." Now, right, if you want to be a politician who is going to jump on every single bandwagon that might get you 3 or more votes as you flounder in the polls and just circle the drain into electoral oblivion, fine. Do not also set yourself up as some morally superior person. So I had a look through, so as we know, Darren Miller ran the Pocket Testament League, which focuses on distributing the Gospel of John. So I had a little
One of
look
the
at
good
some
ones. My favorite
one
one.
of the bangers.
My favorite ones. I think.
Okay.
I had a little look at some quotes. This wasn't from the Gospel of John. This is from Leviticus 19:34. "The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you are foreigners in Egypt." He hasn't read that bit. Another one. This one's from the Gospel of Matthew 25:35. "I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me."
Not doing that, is he?
Until 2025.
Yeah.
Where's their drink, Darren? This is ridiculous.
It had Real Housewives energy there. I really liked it.
Where's the drink,
Where's
Darren?
the drink, Darren? Correct.
It's ridiculous. And do you know what it is? It's fucking embarrassing. It is actually, just as a Welsh person, embarrassing that this is happening in our parliament. Like, I just think, like, politics aside, how are we at a point where this kind of shit is going down?
The leader of the opposition using this just to sort of score points. Also, it's interesting, isn't it, how the nation of sanctuary has become this sort of hot button issue, when I thought Reform and people on the right would campaign, especially in this by-election coming up, with the 20 mile an hour thing. No one seems to be talking about 20 mile an hour. Whereas Nation of Sanctuary feels to be the issue that is going to be the, like, this separates us together, right?
Yeah.
So Reform are targeting it because they think that's the way they can get the most votes. The Tories are targeting it because Reform are targeting it. Imagine being in that privileged position of leading the official opposition in a nation's parliament. You wake up in the morning and you go, wow, I have got more power to vote change than almost anyone else in this country. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go after a policy which makes up 0.038% of the vote, which helps support some of the most vulnerable people in the country, and I have already acknowledged is really important. This guy has met refugees. He knows the people he is going at here. It is a moral vacuum from a man who has sat there and said, we need to show moral leadership. The hypocrisy is unbelievable.
Has there been polling on Nation of Sanctuary of how sort of voters in Wales sort of perceive it, whether people are for or against, even if they aren't aware of the entire fact? Yeah. Has there been any polling on that?
Not that I've seen.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, like, you can sort of exist very online and see kind of like, and, you know, obviously the fact when UK leaders are talking about it, when, you know, blue ticked people on X who've got 6 followers are talking about it, it's obviously the narrative.
Oh yeah, it's the talking point that all the bots and all the right-wing nutters have been told to, like, pedal.
Yeah. Because I genuinely hadn't heard of it until about 3 weeks ago.
It doesn't matter.
Like
0.03% of
yeah, and it doesn't touch my life in the slightest. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't. So I would wonder how many people are that bothered about it.
Yeah.
Well, like at the Tory party conference, Mims Davis that was one of her attack lines as well. Labour implied other parties who support the Nation of Sanctuary. So it's not even on a Welsh Conservative. The shadow Welsh secretary is talking about it.
At this point, though, if I were advising Darren Mill, I mean, where the fuck would I start? But also, like, I think we've said it again and again. You cannot out-reform. Don't try, because nobody who was voting Reform said, oh, but Darren Millet also said we should get rid of the Nation of Sanctuary too. So actually, I'm going to vote Tory this time. They've gone, Darren.
That ship has sailed.
They're gone. Arrivederci, they're off.
Again, Real Housewives. It feels like you're really giving the editors exactly what they need. You know what they need for the edit, and you're giving it to them now.
This is why I have a career, honestly. And they call me Soundbite Mel for a reason.
I don't want to do anything more on this because it's just man talks bollocks.
But the facts of the policy are important. And I think Laura Ann Jones in a Senedd was talking about it, saying that it's put a neon sign above Wales saying we are open to everybody, before the First Minister had to point out that Welsh Government doesn't have jurisdiction, doesn't have devolved powers to allow refugees in. So I think it's being talked about so much in an incredibly combative way. So I think when the actual 84% are for people who are Ukrainian refugees, that's relevant. Also, they are asylum seekers who are trying to escape horrible things. Yeah, all these things are relevant.
Yeah, they're people, they're human beings.
Totally.
Yeah.
So the fact that, like, it's being used as this hot button issue, it feels like it's those 2 points are really, really salient. And I think if we ignore it just by the fact that it's hypocritical, so yeah, it's just it's bleak as fuck.
Also,
it's being used in this way.
If you're opposing, like, the Welsh Labour government, you're not short on things which are legitimately able to criticise, but instead they're picking the thing which does some good, costs barely anything, and you're just going at this. And it makes me think they don't really understand how anything else works. It's, pathetic. Right, let's talk about something else. I've got some more hypocrisy.
That'll be a good Housewives clip as well.
Pathetic. One of us needs to throw water on the other one before the end of the ad.
Now, you might be thinking that hypocrisy is only a purview of the Conservative Party. It's not. I would like. Are you guys a fan of the work of the Labour Caerphilly candidate Richard Tunnicliffe?
Oh, only his old stuff.
His early acoustic albums.
Yes,
when he went solo, it seemed to really. I preferred his work in the band.
Now, I feel a bit sorry for Richard Tunnicliffe because he is going to be the guy who, in all likelihood, loses the Caerphilly seat. But there's very little he could actually do about it because, frankly, you could put anyone in that seat and Labour are going to lose.
It's a national scenario, isn't it? Yeah.
But what to be fair to him, he's trying to focus on a local issue. And the issue he's focusing on is libraries. So the council in Caerphilly are proposing library closures. And that's and what they're going to do is they're going to close some libraries and they're going to make some of other libraries like bigger and try and kind of centralise them in different places. But these library closures are an issue for people in the local area. Libraries are really important. They disproportionately help people from poor backgrounds, really, really vital part of the community. And Labour have put out this picture. They've done a massive truck with "Save Our Libraries, Vote Welsh Labour." Okay. Now, Mr. Tunnicliffe has also done a video. Let me show you it. It's it clearly means business. Is
it as good as Gareth Davis's video before?
Nothing is as good as Gareth Davis's video.
Hi, it's Richard Tunnicliffe, your Welsh Labour candidate for this by-election. I want to see our libraries full of life and our communities proud and thriving. With the new funding from the UK Labour government, we've got a chance to protect our local libraries and to make our neighbourhoods even better. So if you're with me, please sign my petition and share this video with your friends and family.
Right. Okay.
Great content.
Local politician.
Great positioning of the camera. Couldn't see the sign behind him at all.
Really liked it.
Yeah.
Didn't look like he was doing it with a gun to his head. Really, really good stuff.
Let's
He
be
really
honest, though.
consensus that video, yeah.
If I was Richard Tunnicliffe, I don't think I'd want people to see that sign. And let me tell you why. The council proposing the closure is a Labour-run council.
Yeah, there we go.
So he is standing there saying, elect me to save the libraries that my party are going to close. Now, I went to Welsh Labour and said, this seems a little bit hypocritical. Do you want to kind of expand on why you're doing this? And they did give a comment, to be fair to them. They gave me a comment.
Fuck off, Will.
Prick.
You snitch.
Okay. So the comment they gave me was, we know councils are under strain after over a decade of underfunding by the UK Tory government. Our Welsh Labour government has put an extra 261 million into local government settlement this year, following a record devolution settlement in June from the UK Labour Spending Review. Richard Tunnicliffe knows the importance of these libraries to the community, but libraries are more than just about books. They are community hubs. Now, Caerphilly Borough Council has over 20 million of extra funding through the Pride of Place scheme. We're calling for some of that money to be used to help Caerphilly Borough Council avoid closing the libraries. While Plaid carp from the sidelines, Welsh Labour is looking for solutions to the issues facing the residents of Caerphilly.
Issues they've caused.
Which we imposed on them, yeah. So let's outline exactly what's been said here. Richard Tunnicliffe is wants people to vote for him as a Labour candidate. They want him to be elected to the Labour-run Senedd so he can ask the Labour-run Caerphilly Council to use money from the Labour-run UK government to reverse the decision of the Labour-run Caerphilly Council.
Is it a pyramid scheme?
I don't know. It's just such bollocks. It's like when during the election, Leonard Morgan was holding up a sign saying "Save our NHS" when she was the health minister. It's absolutely mad.
Well, it wasn't even a good sign. I don't think it was "Save our NHS." It was like sort of It was modern. It was like a really shit slogan as well.
And it was on like some of those graph paper, where someone would do your BMI triggering.
I just found the picture. Modernise our NHS was the sign she held up. If only let's be honest, at the time she was health minister. There is actually no one better positioned in the world to modernise the NHS than her.
At least holds up an iPad to show that you're modernising it as well, right? Like it's on cards. She's been to Hobbycraft.
Oh my God, it
is the same level, isn't it? Well, this is unfortunately why nobody is listening to Labour right now, because I think if you've caused the problems for over a quarter of a century, we don't want to hear about your solutions. I'm sorry, we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Sorry, the way you drank that. Why did you put the whole cup in your mouth?
Oh, it's like that man on Come Down with a whisk. Please ask me to stop. Vote for me and I'll stop shitting the bed.
Yeah, that's literally, please. And then I will. And then I promise I will. Bless.
He's got an impossible task, like I think a lot of Welsh Labour have at this point, and I think the people who've inherited tough jobs like Richard Tunnicliffe and Eleanor Morgan, they're part of the machine. So I think it's a shame, but they're sort of reaping 26 years of fun.
I don't intend this to be as bitchy as it's going to sound, but fair play to all the people who want to stand as candidates for Labour this time. Because I would not. My ego is too little. I would be bruised so much. My rejection sensitivity would be so off the charts, because going in knowing you're going to be the one that loses that seat, and also you're going to just get absolutely hammered. Like, why would anybody put themselves through it?
Why are people doing that? Like, I don't really know how the machine works. Like, if you stand here and you go, look, I'll take a bruising, but then I'm going to would the party then go, well, we'll give you another go in the next one?
There is an element of having to do your time. So quite often you have to like sit in some unwinnable seats, try and get a higher vote share than before, even if it goes from like 3% to 5%, and that's seen as, they've put in the effort, they've done the time. The problem is for a lot of these Labour candidates is they've been angling to try and get a seat in the Senate for 10 years. They've been going out and leafleting with existing members, they've been attending events, because ultimately, if you were near the top of a Labour list, you were guaranteed a seat. And now they've angled and done all this to basically... It's like trying to get selected to be part of a crew for a ship, and you finally get it, and it's already sinking. But you've worked really hard to get on that ship, so it's hard not to.
I hear they're building the Titanic. I'm finally gonna be on it.
Can I talk to you guys a little bit about some of the other candidates in Caerphilly?
Oh, please.
We're not going to do too much on. We're going to talk about the Plaid conference later, but the Plaid candidate there is a man named Lindsay Whittle, and I just wanted to mention this is his 14th attempt at winning the Caerphilly seat across Senedd and general elections.
He must be inspired by Nigel Farage, right? Just keep going.
Just keep on going.
Keep going.
I imagine he would contest that.
I think he'd stand by the accusation. He's known as Mr. Caerphilly, isn't he? That's what they're calling him.
Yeah, the man who's never been elected for Caerphilly.
Mr. Caerphilly. Like he's going to do something in like
just made of cheese.
No, I think it's like in a swimsuit competition. He's going to be like Mr. World. He's going to come out in a sash and stuff. I think you'd love that
for him, and a tiara.
I just want world peace.
Yeah.
What I do want to talk about is
just very quickly. Have you seen like the Miss World things when they all come out and they say the name of their country, but they say
France?
It yeah. You go Caerphilly,
Panama.
That's what I want at the count. That's all I want. Thank you.
It would be fine if they had a sense of humor.
Venezuela.
France. Hope he does that at the count, please.
No, but they should do that with their parties.
Yes.
Reform.
What am I like?
Yeah.
So
glad.
Labour.
Yeah. Sorry, Labour.
So the Reform candidate is Leo Powell. Now he's been facing
Welsh Dave.
Welsh Dave, exactly. Welsh Dave.
I saw a Lee Anderson video on his social media where him and Richard Tice are like door knocking, and they're like, "We're in the valleys, we're door knocking ahead of our trying to spread the good word about our Welsh about our candidate here in Caerphilly." They do not mention him by name at all, and I think it's because they really are afraid they can't pronounce Leo. I think they don't mention him at all.
No, what's his name? Dunno. But he's our candidate.
It would almost be better
What's his
if they
name?
didn't
It's
know
written
his
down
name.
there.
Yeah.
It's just everything you need's there.
It's that what you can see there. That's what it is.
There's no vowels.
Yeah.
Lee Anderson's never used the word vowel. Welsh Dave put up a picture of himself with a smorgasbord of people behind him. Now, when you look at the photo, there was something weird about it. But over his left shoulder, there was Laura Ann Jones. And the people around her, their faces were a little bit warped. And above it, there appeared to be, I shit you not, a floating brain / walnut.
What?
Let me show you
What
the
do you
picture.
mean?
This will be on the YouTube. You'll be able to see it on YouTube.
Oh gosh. There's a whole walnut.
It does look like a disembodied brain is just floating above her face.
So yeah.
Why is there a walnut?
Half her head has kind of been disappeared as well.
Yeah,
right?
so that's her head's been distorted and there's a walnut levitating over her.
Also, there's a man with a 5 head next to her, and I hope that's also been edited.
I
Otherwise,
think that's just what he looks like.
you've got the same size forehead as Robin Morgan. That's absolutely fine.
Now, that was a bit weird. It's a weird thing to do. Now, the journalist in me thought, well, have they edited someone out of it? Was there somebody there who they didn't want to be seen publicly there? I mean,
Who could that be?
I mean, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to speculate. I don't think it was.
If I bet you $1 billion, how would you guess though?
Probably
Mate,
that,
if you gave me $1 gillion, I'd do anything you want.
Okay.
I know somebody else who would for a lot of money as
Yeah,
well.
I really set you up for this.
Yeah.
Gil.
$1 gillion.
hell, Will.
I was with you.
Am I the prick?
I'm the prick because I was like, I don't have to tell him that $1 gillion isn't real. Nathan Gill is the former reform leader in Wales back when they had one, and he was a member of the European Parliament, and he has pleaded guilty to accepting bribes from Russia 8 times. Now, Clea Powell, Welsh Dave, who is running Caerphilly, worked for Mr. Gill.
Not at the time, though.
But not at the time that it happened.
I got you, Clea.
They've clearly had like a close personal relationship. Clea Powell has said, very vigorously said, I knew nothing about this. I feel very betrayed by it. I'm not kind of going to. I got no reason to disbelieve that.
Yeah.
I don't actually think it was Nathan Gill who was edited out of it. I can't imagine them having a man who's just pled guilty to Russian bribes. That'd be pretty brazen to have him in the picture.
So there's someone worse.
It was Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
So,
throwing some money around, some dollar bills.
so I went
She's
to.
not a stripper, Putin. Leave him alone.
So I went to
Get
Reform
off the pole.
and I said, what's happened to this picture? And it was suggested to me that it wasn't edited. It, in fact, glitched, their words, not mine. And it happened to glitch out, their words, not mine, the former UKIP politician and Reform supporter, Mark Reckless.
It's just not a thing. It's not a thing.
Poor Mark.
Now,
You don't get to. Sorry, no.
Glitch out.
Glitch out, people. Sorry, we cannot air this without calling out how ridiculous a claim that is.
Now
Cameras don't just glitch out people. They're not fucking vampires.
let's be fair to them here. I work with quite a few photographers, and I thought, right, maybe this modern camera has glitched.
There's a modern camera out there that glitches now and again and just takes people out.
Well, I might not have been using a modern camera. Stand still. We're sketching you, Clea. We're sketching you.
It's an oil painting.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I spoke to a number of professional photographers,
Sure.
and to quote one of them, this is not a thing. Cameras don't glitch. This could not happen.
Well, there we go.
But
There
maybe it
we
did.
go.
Maybe it did.
Yeah.
It didn't.
No, but no, like,
Can I-
it's to be honest.
Can I look at it again, please?
Yeah, of course.
So Clear's there, and then over his left shoulder is somebody's just wearing some sunglasses, poking their head out, a bit like Where's Wally?
Yeah.
And then Lauren Jones has, I'd say 45% of her forehead missing, and then she's wearing like a walnut crown.
Like a fascinator.
It's very nice.
Looks like
isn't
she's
it?
on her way to Ascot on Ladies' Day.
And then there's
Sponsored by nuts.
something has happened, isn't it? Something has definitely happened.
Something has happened, Robin, and it's the camera's glitched,
It's a glitch
and it's
out.
happened to
Sorry.
glitch out
It's a
Mark
gl-
Reckless.
It's a
Show
gl-
some respect.
It's a glitch out.
Can I ask why they would glitch out Mark Reckless?
I don't know. I mean, as I understand it, Mark Reckless is writing their bloody manifesto. I don't want to speculate on why this. This is so ridiculous. Why this glitch happened?
What do you mean Reckless is writing the
As I
manifesto?
understand it, well, they're putting together their manifesto, and I've had from several sources tell me that he is the person writing the manifesto.
So is he working for just, is he, because he's not an MP for Reform.
No, he's been a fairly clearly a supporter of reform.
Yeah,
Late.
because he was UKIP MP.
Mark Reckless has had 5 parties, 4 of them inside the Welsh Parliament. He's been Tories, he's been Brexit Party, UKIP,
Because he
Reform.
was the first person
UKIP
to
MP.
to leave
defected.
the Tories to go Reform.
No,
back
back when they were UKIP. And he has also been a member of the Abolish the Assembly Party as well. He is, I mean...
Principled.
Imagine how many lanyards that man has.
Bloody hell. Like, what colour am I wearing today? What's my tie?
yeah. Oh, imagine his tie collection.
Yeah, grim.
Oh, this is the nitty gritty of what's really
Maybe that's why they
important.
glitched him out. He accidentally wore an Abolish the Assembly tie.
Yeah, bloody hell.
So
I love that we're saying glitched him out as though this is an
It's
actual
not a thing.
It's not real!
Glitch out, man.
Right, let's talk about the Plaid Conference, because I was there over the weekend.
Will, what are you drinking from there?
A soup can with
I didn't
a
realise it opened like that. As well.
No,
That's
but
very
how
impressive.
handy for when you want soup.
That's a nice water bottle you've got there, Will.
Thank you for noticing. So this water bottle was donated to us by our sponsor, Hello Starling.
Oh, wonderful.
They've also, you've got something there, haven't you, as well, Robin?
I have some chocolate with Hello Starling's logo on it. I'm very excited to not eat this, but I'm going to give it to my children who are proud patrons of Hello Starling.
As we all should be, and which we are.
Do they use them for doing like advertising, managing their campaigns?
Yeah.
When they want a later bedtime, they're like, bring up Hello
They get
Starling.
eyes on the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of hate mail saying it should be more like 8 o'clock. So they're absolutely smashing it. And Hello Starling get eyes on those campaigns.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Very, very kind of you.
Right, Plaid Conference. It was interesting. Shall I give you some? We'll go through a few keywords. First one, as we just mentioned, Caerphilly. I was trying to get a feel for how Plaid think they're going to win in Caerphilly. So if you look at the betting odds, Reform are the favourites, odds on, but Plaid are not like a crazy outside bet. The impression I get from them is they believe that if the turnout is high, they're screwed. They're not going to win. If turnout is low, because Plaid supporters tend to turn out in Senate votes, they think that there's a good chance that they could win. I would say that I think it's more likely Reform win than Plaid, but I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility.
There was an interesting article in the Times where I think one of their journalists followed Farage on the trail in Caerphilly. And there's a little para in there where they go above Clear Powell's office and they just have screens and screens of data, like proper sort of like US election levels of money going into this kind of stuff, of where they see vote shares and stuff. So there's obviously a lot of money being pumped into that campaign. I think I'd be really surprised if Reform didn't win it.
The amount, you're right, there's so much money going into it. All I'm sure from just low-level grassroots members. If they don't win, given the resources that they have, the amount they've thrown into this, and the fact social media is so on their side, the algorithms are just pumping out that kind of narrative, it would be quite embarrassing, I think, for them, because they've thrown everything into it. I wonder, some of it will be around what happens, because there was a big Labour vote there. Labour had like 40% of the vote before. And if that Labour vote collapses, it depends on where that goes. I don't think lots of it goes to Reform, but it's whether it goes to Plaid or they stay at home. There's a very visible presence in the constituency. Like the Will Hayward newsletter was there recently speaking to people. It's not just me who's the Will Hayward newsletter. I'm not referring to myself just as a newsletter. There's now
I assumed, but didn't want to bring it up in case it was you.
One thing I thought was quite interesting about this, and this kind of feeds into this thing of where would Labour voters go. The Rena Corn did a speech over the conference, and it was broadcast in full, 45 minutes on Radio 5 Live.
That's very telling, isn't it? As to, the fact that, somewhere national has taken an interest in what's going on in Wales, but also the fact that they deemed that relevant.
Sky did it as well.
Sky News were following you around.
They cut, Sky cut when it went into Welsh, though.
Sure. But it feels like, and I suppose this is the narrative there is the Nationalist Party. It feels like when people were talking a lot about the SNP.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think what's really important is, as soon as Plaid being seen as able to win is like monumental. They've never been seen as legitimately able to be the biggest party.
Oh yeah, a few years ago, that's.
And that cutting through and being able to contest that narrative of Reform are winning in Wales, Reform are winning in Wales, that is massive for Plaid. If they're able to demonstrate that people in Wales and the media believe, well, firstly, know they exist, but also believe they can win. I don't ever remember them covering Ned Morgan, Carwyn Jones, Mark Drakeford's speeches in full on national radio.
No.
I don't remember that. Maybe they have, but I don't. It's not. I remember. It was on the BBC homepage. Like, watch Rhian ap Iorwerth's Plaid Cymru leadership speech. They are, for the first time, being seen as the alternative. And what they're trying to do desperately is portray this election as it's a choice between Plaid or Reform.
How do you think they're doing?
I think they're doing well in terms of, self-evidently, people now believe that Reform, that Plaid can beat Labour. And if you are, as most people in Wales aren't, if you're not inclined to vote Reform, there is a chance that you will vote to keep Reform out. And once a party is seen as the best way of keeping them out, that is something that actually can drive a lot of votes. It's what what Labour have done for years with regards to the Tories. Like, Labour have often said to people, well, you might like Plaid or the Greens more, but if you vote for them, you're letting the Tories in.
Yeah, for sure. And I suppose I imagine there'll be a lot more tactical voting. at this year's Senate elections compared to previous ones?
That's going to be quite complicated as well. And I worry that when people think they're tactically voting, they're actually just blocking their own side as well. I think that could happen quite a lot. Well, it's a little bit like we were saying with what's it called, Your Party, with Jeremy Corbyn and that, people thinking, oh, great, I'm giving a left-wing vote, but what you're actually doing is taking a vote away from a party you could actually win. Yeah. So I think tactical voting will be really hard, but people will want to do it.
So I hate the phrase called out, but I called out Plaid over the conference because they are basically saying it's a choice between them or reform. And I agree that it's in Caerphilly, it is a choice between them or reform because that's basically a first past the post vote. Sure. In the Senate election, it's a bad system, but it's a broadly proportional system. And especially in the case of Labour, a vote for Labour is a vote for Labour. It's not a vote for reform. Yeah. And actually, if you look at some of the data, if Plaid keep taking Labour votes, Plaid's amount of seats aren't actually going to go up, but Labour's share of the seats might go down. And actually, that means that reform could benefit from that. So Plaid, in a way, are kind of cannibalising their future partners. Yeah. You bang on, Mel, about how it's quite complicated. Like, it's going to depend seat by seat. The D'Hondt system that's been used, whoever gets that sixth seat comes down to such a small amount of votes. It's really, really hard to predict. So ultimately, I think it's fair to say that it's most likely reform or Plaid will be leading the next Welsh government. What it's not fair to say is you have to vote Plaid if you want to stop reform. And I think that's a little bit disingenuous.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I'd find it fascinating to know the amount of people who are still deciding between reform or Plaid, what percentage of those people exist, tired of the status quo and wanting to vote for something new.
Yeah.
Okay, so there will be people who have maybe never voted before or feel very disenfranchised, and they will go to reform because they feel listened to by reform. Do you think Plaid have that same pull? Do you think Plaid have the power and ability to turn people who haven't voted for them previously? Does that make sense?
No, I know what you mean. I think reform are easily the best placed party to bring in voters who haven't voted.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people have been like, I've never voted before, get me over to Plaid. I just think there's too much of a... I think there'll be some, but I don't think there'll be many.
They're very good at their supporters getting out and voting, right?
Yeah, reform are anti-politics, and if you might be inclined to vote for them because that resonates with you. I think Plaid are best placed to bring people who have voted before and want to see a change in Wales and are upset with the status quo. I think Plaid are quite well placed to get them, especially previous Labour voters, potentially some Lib Dems who just don't see the Lib Dems being able to win, or some rural Tories. I think farming Tories, there's a chance that they'll get that there. Obviously, human beings are all kind of individual. You get trends in how people vote. I think for Plaid, the advantages they have is people who vote Plaid are more inclined to vote. And I also think that people who vote Plaid are more likely to be left of centre, which overall in Wales is a bigger block. There are more people on the left in Wales than on the right. So although Plaid are competing with more parties, they're also competing over more people.
I see what you're saying, yeah. Okay, so would you say it feels neck and neck, although you think that reform is more likely if the vote were tomorrow, which is not far off?
You said something like 7 months ago, Mel, which I haven't been able to stop thinking about. When you talked about, I just think we're massively underestimating how much people are going to vote reform. I think we always underestimate those extreme right parties, and I think it is very hard to predict. And I think because of the changing voting system, and I think because of the uncertainties around them mobilising their vote and the social media advantage they have, I would put reform ahead in terms of overall share. I think they have a ceiling. I don't think 50% of people in Wales are going to vote reform.
Yeah, I remember 2019 general election, sort of Boris versus Corbyn. Boris has a similar kind of pull within Wales. I think that blue wall type thing. Mm-hmm. I think that's gonna carry on over.
What was the mood like at the Plaid conference? Because on the one hand, were they like, we've got the best chance we've ever had to form the government? Yeah. Or was it a bit like bricking it before Caerphilly? Because Winning Caerphilly would be a huge
the narrative
boost.
is huge. Then,
Could you
isn't it?
imagine?
If they win Caerphilly, it is enormous for them. I think they are. I think if you ask them to honestly say what they think, they don't think they'll win Caerphilly.
Yeah.
I don't think it wouldn't be like crazy if they won. I don't think they will. I think the mood was they believe now. They believe they could form the next Welsh government. I think there's a pressure that comes with that in that they really feel like, I mean, a lot is riding on this election, the future direction of Wales. If there is a reform-led government, Wales in 5 years' time is totally, totally different. I actually think the same is true if you had a Plaid-led government in terms of narrative and the way that things work. And I think they feel that weight of responsibility. I think they're also worried that things are as bad as they said they are.
Yeah, they're like, shit, now I've got to sort it.
I don't think them winning Caerphilly is good for them, Plaid.
Go on.
I think if Reform win Caerphilly, then Plaid's narrative of it's us or them cements itself more. I think if Plaid win Caerphilly, I think the people who might be sort of umming and ahhing, oh no, Plaid will be fine.
That's
Do you think it puts the fear of God into non-reform supporters, and they think, God, we've got to stop these?
If that's the narrative that they seem to be going for, it's a binary choice. Then yeah, I think them winning Caerphilly almost shoots themselves in the foot.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
That is really
That's a very
interesting.
interesting
Yeah.
take. I like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. There's loads more to discuss on it. I interviewed the Renicorn. We spoke about things like Welsh independence. We spoke about what the relationship would be like with the future UK government. I also think there's some pretty big holes in Plaid's policy offering, which we're going to go into in a future ep. So but people can read that in the newsletter if they want to, because I think there are, like you say, with proximity to power and potential for power comes proper scrutiny, and I think they're falling short in certain areas. So you can read that in the newsletter. We will cover it in a future episode. Yeah, it's an interesting time in Welsh politics, guys.
With every week getting closer, it feels like obviously there's lots more
Yeah.
stuff talked about. Obviously we're out of conference season now where people are making the headlines. Let's see how things go.
Well, that's it. So another episode in the books. It's exciting. Caerphilly by-election next week. Mm-hmm. We will, I suppose it depends what happens, but we're looking at doing a bit of an emergency pod around
I think we're going to have to do emergency pod. Well, either way, really, aren't we? Just to see what happens, really. It would be really nice to catch up with you guys straight after as well, just to kind of, I know in like the bits just after, you don't get all the facts, but I think you get a good feeling, don't you?
Yeah, and you see which way the narrative is going.
I think we're going to have a good conversation about it next week. I think I might be quite sleep deprived, but I think I do my best work when feeling quite ill.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other business?
Nothing at all.
No other business from me. It's been great to see you guys. I've got whiplash a little bit from this episode. We covered so much.
It's been fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if someone was listening to this on 2.2 speed.
Oh my God, you wouldn't know what's going on.
Gross.
Yeah.
Too much.
I hate the nature of sanctuary.
Leviticus.
Leviticus.
I've been Robin Morgan.
I've been Mel Owen.
I'm Will Hayward.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Diolch yn fawr.